Richard O'Hara back to talk about day 6 of the Horror Challenge. This was a public domain day, and I started off with Boris Karloff and the Ape. This is an alpha DVD, $2 or $3. Boris Karloff, this was put out in 1940, and this was the last of like an 8 or 10 film package deal he did with Monogram. And Monogram Pictures back in the 40s and 50s was a Z budget, no budget. I mean, they're famous for being the no budget film producers back in the 40s and 50s. This was his last contracted movie with them. And it like a lot of was going on in the 30s and 40s, it's the mad scientist drill. Boris Karloff is a kindly physician at the start, where he is trying to cure a girl that has polio, can't walk. And he discovers that spinal fluid serum he thinks that can help cure her. So he goes about his business trying to do it the right way and obtain the serum, but come to find out that taking spinal fluid kills people, and so he's running out of options when simultaneously a fire breaks out at this circus, and a gorilla, well, it's a guy in a gorilla suit, obviously, but it's 1940. The gorilla breaks into manages to get out of the circus and find, how fortuitous, right, Dr. Boris Karloff's lab. Well, Boris kills him, stabs him, and then he skins him, which they don't show any of this, obviously, but he uses this, he concocts the idea of wearing the ape's skin to disguise himself and murder people for their spinal fluid. That's the story. It's a cute little 60-minute film. At the end, he obviously he gets captured and caught in the act, but in the end, he gets the opportunity to see, before he's dying, the girl walk. So, interesting ending to that. Then I watched a similar theme movie. This is The Ape with Bela Lugosi, and it's another alpha deal. This is 1942, and again, this is another Monogram production, and it's really the same story. This time, Bela is the mad scientist who somehow, right from the beginning, he's had something go wrong, and he's now taken on ape qualities. And the only thing that will cure that is human spinal fluid, which, when he tries to extract it, kills people. There's also a man in an ape suit in this one as well that's kind of his partner in crime. So you see a lot of Bela kind of shuffling around ape-like with the guy in the ape suit behind him, following him to find people to kill. It's a sad movie. I love Bela Lugosi. And this is one of the first times, and I've seen this movie before, and it had charm, kind of like The Devil Bat is another one I think has a lot of charm. But I felt just bad on this one. I just, watching Bela shuffle around, mimicking an ape in these cardboard sets. And I think it's just because I know the story behind Bela and, what's happened to him towards the latter part of his life with drug addiction and poverty. That it was just kind of depressing and sad to watch, to be honest with you, to know what happened to the guy. I mean, a great actor relegated to walking around in cardboard cutout rooms and shuffling around like an ape is just, I don't know. It bothered me. So now things pick up with Freaks, Todd Browning's classic. This is I wish this would come out on a new release with the Blu-ray. And I really wish the holy grail of horror movies, in my opinion, would be the 90-minute cut of this film. This is the 60-minute cut. MGM slashed the film from 90 minutes to 60 minutes because it was so disturbing. At that time in 1932, I can imagine why. I mean, you're using live actual human oddities, if you will, as freaks. You know, you got people with pinheads, you've got people with no arms, no legs, you've got people that look like bird people, and they are all real individuals. So it's a very gripping movie, and disturbing at times, and scary, quite honestly. At the end, when the freaks are chasing the protagonists around in the rain, in the darkened rain with knives, it works, you know. And Todd Browning, I think, after having directed Dracula and worked with Lon Chaney, really had a good feel for gothic horror. And this is a classic film that it put an end to his career essentially when it came out in 32, but now it's finally being recognized for the great classic film that it is. I don't give 10 out of 10s, very rarely, but it's a 9 out of 10. I think the only 10 out of 10 movie that I would say that I can truly say I think is perfect is the Thin Red Line with Terrence Malick's war film. I think that's a 10 out of 10. And maybe 2001. But this is a 9 out of 10. And man, I'd give my right nut to see that 90-minute cut. Apparently it's lost. Lost footage. It was cut and then just tossed. Last up, this was a gift, my big box of 200 horror films. And kind of probably the box cost more than the damn 50 discs. That's kind of a cool deal there. But yeah, it comes in these DVD card sleeves, and you got a kind of a booklet that walks you through all 50 discs. Whoops. Anyway, it was a gift. I watched The Vampire Bat from 1933 with Lionel Atwill and Faye King Kong Ray. It also had Dwight Frye in it. So in the 1930s, you know, you've seen a lot of the same actors, particularly in the horror field. Lionel Atwell's a great character actor from Universal. He usually played mad scientists, and he was also the police chief and Son of Frankenstein. But in this one, he plays a mad scientist that he's insane and he's killing people. The villagers think it's a vampire, and Dwight Frye kind of plays the crazy, mimics the crazy Renfield of Dracula, and they think, well, he's the vampire, and he was just a red herring, really. And of course, Fay Wray is Fay Wray. You know, it was good, a nice 60-minute look back in the 1930s. But I think that's going to do it for public domain horror movies. I'm going to move on to other stuff today, and I will be back. Thanks.